I love his story. You know, he's from a small town in Mississippi, but again, like, you know, a lot of people, like, that's where you see people making it freaking happen. You know what I mean? Because, like, you don't have the, oh, I don't live in a big town, I don't have all these things, but they just go out and make it happen. And I love this guy's story. So we're going to be focused on helping you today get to whatever that first benchmark is for you, okay? That's our goal for this one. We want to help you reach that first benchmark, whether it's your first $1,000, whether it's your first commission, whether it's your first $5,000, $10,000, whatever that is, whatever the biggest benchmark you're looking to hit. This is what we want to get out of tonight, and Jermaine's going to help you with that for sure. He's a powerhouse. If you're not following this guy yet, make sure you do. So definitely say what's up if you're just popping on, okay? Don't hop on without saying hey. Share this with the people in your life because, again, these are the inspirational messages that set our industry apart, okay? These are the messages that set the belief levels on 11 with people on your team, okay? So, Jermaine, what's up?
My man, what's up, brother?
Dude, you. I'm just trying to be as fresh as you, man.
Come on now.
I'm just trying, you know. But hey, you know, Wes dresses me, so
that's right. That's right.
You get what our kids say. You get what you get, and you don't make it fit.
That's right. That's right. So what's going on? What's going on, man? Once again, first of all, thanks for this opportunity, and thank you for everything that you've done thus far. All right, so I cannot wait to see what the future will hold. Everyone else, what's going on? Jermaine Cobbins. If you've seen me around the internet, I go by the name J Cobb. I've been in this industry, guys, almost 4 years. Be 4 years next year. So, real quick, small town Mississippi, right? Small town. We do have some amazing people here, right? And the thing is, I actually stumbled upon this network marketing industry back in March of 2015, all right? And just to be frank with you guys, like, you're looking at someone that was terrified of sales, right? I'm the introvert or the shy type, and the thing is, I know exactly where it come from. So maybe you guys can relate. I think I shared this story a couple of days ago on my Facebook Live, but I was the kid that had to go to the front door and tell the insurance man that my mother wasn't here. So that became a negative vibe or a negative connection I had with being that guy. I said, no matter what, I'm not going to be that guy, right? Because he kept showing up. He showed up month after month. And the thing was, it was that moment that placed this stigma or this fear of sales. And I've always been entrepreneurial, right? I've always been the leader of my pack or the people that I hung around. I've always been the decision maker, and I always wanted more for myself. And guys, I fell into that rut, right? I was a pretty decent student, you know, went to church, played sports, did things like that, real discipline. And I always wanted more, guys, but my dreams were suppressed by, you know, my surroundings, society, you know, poverty. And hey, man, I just fell into that rut of, you know, going to college and went to a trade school and then into the workforce. Okay. Right now, currently, I'm a full-time firefighter, and this is something that I do on the side. So, which brings me to my point of the struggle, right? I stumbled upon this industry, guys. I never heard of network marketing, right? I only heard of pyramid schemes and things that, you know, you lose money in or whatever. And I had a buddy of mine introduce me to this industry, and I come into this industry wide open. I actually hit my first rank. I walked across the stage, and I was almost at my second rank, and I think I missed it by a few customers. Well, when that happened, I ended up losing most of my volume because I was running off my own fire, and I didn't have any duplication, and I almost quit. And something inside of me was like, I see other people winning at this thing. I got to figure this out. So what do? We turned to Google, right? I turned to Google. I Googled like how to grow your network marketing business. Found, I can't remember who exactly the video was, but they was talking directly to me. I ended up coming into the online space, and I struggled for, I know, at least 12 to almost 16, 18 months. When I say struggle, guys, I think I made a commission of around $7. And I think it took like 8 months to make $7. And the idea was, when I made that $7 commission, I said, okay, it's real. It's something that I'm doing, and I need to figure it out. And plus, it wasn't just from the $7 to where I am right now, guys, it was a struggle, right? I was alone. I went through a moment of solitude. I had friends laughing. I had people doubting. I went through it all. I went through rejection, all of that I went through, but something was inside of me, this burning desire to figure this thing out. So I stayed with it. And actually, Ryan is my second mentor. I actually crossed this amazing guy, rockstar, by the name of Cesar Rodriguez. I worked with Cesar for about a year, and I connected with Ryan. I've been with Ryan now almost a year. And, you know, together, those guys have literally, you know, changed my life along with this amazing community, which we'll talk later in this in this interview. So, but yeah, that's just a short version of the beginning.
Dude, that's pretty badass, man. I mean, and you know, one of the big things I want to like pull from that story, dude, is like, yo, how many people that have gone through just, you know, the laughing and the friends and the do this and do that. I mean, we're always getting all the advice, you know, from everybody in our communities to do this and do that. And it's like, you know, dude, what was your secret to like staying focused on what you wanted? While I know a lot of people do it, even me myself, man, it's been like, it's easy to be like, oh, well, maybe I am wrong. Like, what kept you from questioning the industry and how it worked? Like, what kept you from questioning the validity of this industry while you were probably getting all sorts of hell from everybody that's around you? Like, what kept you focused?
Yeah, man. Actually, it was the fact of why I got started, right? I was in over $30,000 worth of debt. I was working a job that I, you know, kind of somewhat enjoyed, but I knew it didn't align with my dreams and the things that I wanted to do and the impact that I wanted to make. And honestly, I took it as, if I stop building this business, if I stop trying to figure this thing out, what is the result? And the result was going back to that problem. Right, I was able to use this industry as a way to get myself out of over $30,000 in debt in less than like 2 years. You know, a complete, you know, life change. You know, and the thing is that I was able to look at what would my life be if I were to go back. Like, what did I leave behind? And I promise you, like, my driving force was basically what I was running from, and it was just that the past, man. You know, I just didn't want to go back, bro.
Right. Yo, and I don't think those people would have been like, if you did quit, those people would have been like, oh, you know what, Jermaine, like now I support you. Like, now, hey, now I support your dreams. Like, again, we got to realize that like a lot of people aren't in support of our dreams, not because of us, it's just because of them. And like, they don't want you to reach those higher levels because they have their own insecurities. They're the ones that don't want you to get out of the small town, or they're the ones that don't want to see you, you know, making the biggest impacts in your communities and being the ones that donate the most, you know, to your churches and your contributions and things like that. So, I mean, it's like, you know, I love, and you know what, the cool thing that I want to recognize with you, bro, is like, you did them a favor, man. Like, you literally like did them a favor by like showing them like, yo, like, it's okay. I don't need you to have my back. I'm not doing this for you. But again, if you ever need something, like, you see my story, you've seen how I turned it around. And like, dude, $30,000 in debt and knocking that out is pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, man. And just to elaborate on that, it was only for a moment, guys. Like, that moment of solitude, people laughing, the doubt, it was about a good year. Yeah. Like, those people were still there. Like, I still, you know, we go have drinks, we hang out and do things. But within that time frame, I just took that time to hone in on my skills, hone in on my growth. As you see, I'm surrounded by books, guys. And, you know, right now, you know, I've read a little over 30 books, and I hated reading until I read my first book. And it actually lined up with what I was already thinking. I was like, oh crap. And it's just, now I'm an avid reader. Like, so I'm buying 1 to 2 books per month.
That's awesome, man. Dude, and I completely resonate with that too, man, because there's a lot of people from my past or my childhood or different areas of my life, high school, college, baseball, that kind of thing, that I did have to let go of for a period of time. I had to get to know me. I had to do my thing. I had to kind of I don't really call it solitude because I sought out the company of others instead of their company. And now I can hang out with them. Now it's cool. Like, I'm secure enough in my business that I don't need to talk to them about my business. I don't need to, have their approval. You know what I mean? And, I love that you did that because it's like a lot of us fall into that trap of just, nope, this, we hear so many other voices. So that's pretty awesome, man. So what was a big turning point for you in terms of like business wise? Like what, I know you said you're struggling, you got into like some, I think some like affiliate marketing or something like that. You made your first commission. Like what was the thing that kind of like helped you first commission, $1,000 a month? Like how'd you make that progress?
The simplest way I could put this is showing up. Like I dedicated myself to showing up each week. And, without naming the program that I was using when I first come into the online space, they had weekly trainings. And I made it my priority. I made it my duty to show up to those trainings, regardless what the training was about. I just made it my duty to show up because I always took it as it's one thing that I could potentially learn from this, not knowing that I was actually gathering information that I now use as content in my videos or to help other people. So the idea is that really just the mindset of just showing up. And from there, it led, I feel like I've become somebody where I gravitated what I was looking for. And at the time, guys, I didn't really know. I was just showing up, but getting a coach, getting a mentor, getting somebody that has already, walked this path, this journey, and just holding on to them and locking arms. And that's basically what done it.
No, that's a big one, dude. I mean, like, I just, there's so many people out there. I was one at some point too. I was one of those people that I was looking for a result, but when I was really honest with myself, I wasn't showing up to the stuff that I needed to show up to. It's like, I'm doing all the things that I want to do, right? I mean, I think this is big. Like it's not about doing what you want to do. It's about doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Because like for me in the beginning, it was like, oh, well, there's this team call on Monday. There's this thing to get on Saturday, or they're having this training on Wednesday. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. And then, so it's like, are you doing what you want to do, or are you doing what you're supposed to do? Like to me, that's a tweetable, hashtagable thing. Like ask yourself. And again, it's just, you just think it doesn't have to be rocket science. You just showed up and you just did what you were supposed to do instead of doing what
the process.
You wanted to do.
Trust the process.
No,
It's really like, we act off what we already see at the end. If we don't have that vision, if we don't lock into that vision or that milestone or whatever we are out there, it's not going to make us show up today.
Right.
And that's one of the things that you have really instilled in me. But when I connected with you, it was automatic. It was like the missing puzzle piece, and I was like, hey, let's do it.
So how do you know you found like the right coach, mentor, person to be around? Because like, I love Caesar to death, one of my best friends, and it's one of those things that when you go out and like produce, you develop friendships with people, and those friendships, they turn into way more. And that's when people, it helps a lot. You know what I mean? It's not always about, who you know, but it sure doesn't freaking hurt.
It don't hurt at all.
So how'd you know, like, obviously when you see someone you want to work with or someone that is kind of doing the thing that you're like, oh, this person can help me get where I want to be. Like, how do you know you're rocking with the right person? Because I don't know if anybody else is watching that's ever felt like that may be feeling like, okay, God knows I need help. God knows I need a mentor, knows I need a coach, but I just don't know the first step, where to go. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like pop a number 1 in the comments if you ever felt like that. Like, you need help, but obviously you don't want to get the wrong person because one, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. And we'll touch on that in a second, but how do you know? What's your advice?
Yeah. When you don't have to question anymore, right? That's my initial, when you don't have to question, when you don't have to say, is this person right for me? Is this person going to guide me? Is this person saying the things that need to be said or showing up like, they need to be showing up? It becomes inevitable. It's when it's because you feel it. It's a relationship right off the bat. And I always believe that it's about what you come into that relationship with. Even as a as a mentee, I believe that you have to come in with the right mindset of respecting your mentor's time and coming in, you know, basically being a sponge and releasing all the things that you thought you knew. And yeah, so really it's when you don't have to question, who am I connected with? Can they do this? They'll be already doing it. It's almost like putting a tree on a stump grounder. Like it's just going.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. And we do the same thing when we look for other people to work with, when we look for coaches and mentors and people to get around and things like that. You just kind of know, you know what I mean? And, you know, I think if you experience those things like in your relationships period, like again, Wes and I kind of off the bat, we kind of knew like, okay, like I can spend the rest of my life with this person. And because we just are on the same alignment. And after a while, you're around so many people that you know that you're not in alignment with, that when you get around those people, it just clicks and it makes freaking sense. So no, I definitely dig it. So I know, again, you've been a member of ILCU, Intentional Lifestyle Creators, for a minute. What's been your favorite thing about being in ILCU? Like, what's been the most like impactful thing about being an intentional lifestyle creator? And like, what's kind of been your favorite thing?
Yeah, of course. The community, like, right. Just, I can't speak enough on the community. Maybe the community resonates with me more because I went so long alone.
Right.
So when I found a group of people that are struggling like me or have struggled like me, and seeing the different variations from those that are just getting started, those that are making, their significant amount of income, I feel more at home. And just the community, guys. And on top of that, just the fact that I'm connected with people who consistently grow, because I consistently grow. So I want to make sure that I'm connected with people that consistently grow. And you guys, you consistently growing, you're always, delivering. And I love the fact that you're able to balance your business and your life. So those are key components to me. But, ILC is, I owe it all to ILC. This past year has been amazing. Like, I actually hit over 10K in my home-based business. I would say 80% because of ILC, because you had me showing up different. You raised my belief, you raised my posture, my skill set, definitely, right? Just showing up and just basically doing as I'm told, man, and just sticking to the formula.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, we're super proud of you, man, because again, like that's all it's about. Like we want to show up in a way that makes you show up differently and helps you become the person that, you've always known that you can be, man. So that's really awesome, dude. I know we're like super proud of you. So I know you had a chance to go through our new recruiting course too. And I know you said you were pretty pumped about that. So tell us kind of like what your thoughts are, because I haven't even had a chance to talk to you about it. I saw some like comments in the chat. So I'm curious too, like what's the deal with the new recruiting course that we haven't released? So this is not to the public yet, but we released it to you guys. What's been a big thing with that course that's really kind of like, got you fired up about, recruiting and upping your sales and stuff?
Yeah. So the fact that it's so simple, like we make things complicated, right? But the way you break the steps down, especially when it comes to your tracking and your closing, I just love the fact when you break down the simple fact of prospecting and marketing. Now, we call ourselves network marketers, we call ourselves affiliate marketers, things like that. But when it comes to building your network marketing business, you have to have both. You got to prospect, you got to market. And I love the fact when you say prospect until your marketing takes over, and the thing is, guys, is that course has literally, I got 2 new customers this week. So I think I'm on day 4 of that 31 day. And I got 2 customers already, from just going through it. And yes, we can hear things, but when it sticks, it like you said, it puts that fire under you and it helps that belief. And I have messages right now coming in that are from people, from things that have done today, just simply by going through that course. It's never like, oh, I've heard this before, like you said. So if you heard it before, you had the results, man. So I don't have the results yet, but that's why I continue to show up until, I'm in that position where I'm doing big things, you know. So yeah, man, like that course is fire. And I'm on day 4, guys. Only day 4.
Nice. So, I mean, you're one of the most like coachable people that we're around, man. And I think that's something to touch on because like, again, I think it's, you show up, there's that relationship of being like, yo, I'm going to let go of ego. I'm going to let go of whatever I got right now. And I'm just here to get better. And like, you just take what you learn and you just pour it into other people, man. And I absolutely love that about you, man. So, what has been kind of like, I guess the thing for you, like what's been one of your biggest, let's talk about like one of your biggest mindset shifts that has taken you from that $0, $1,000 to $10,000 range? Like what's been one of your biggest kind of like, what's been one of the things that you had to let go of? You know, because we're always looking to like gain something, right? We're always looking to learn something. Gimme. But what's been one of the things that you've let go of?
Yeah, the outcome, like the outcome of what someone is going to say. That's the first thing. And the second thing is understanding that your friends and family is not going to be the ones that make you successful.
Right.
Right. It's just those two things, because we don't do because we are associating, okay, what this person is going to say and, you know, how they're going to look at us or whatever the case may be. So that biggest shift or that turning point has literally been just letting go of the outcome, taking the action, tracking, holding myself accountable. If I don't have the results and the things that I need, you know, in my life or my business, then it's a result of, okay, what have I been doing? Who have I been talking to? How many people seen my video? And it's basically that accountability. So that's what the mindset is. Everything is my fault.
So you really like taking responsibility. So like really like a big thing for you has been responsibility.
That's right.
That's heavy, man. Because dude, I mean, that's one of the most, you know, I guess responsible things to do is like really put it on yourself. And when you take responsibility, like you have so much power when you're like, nope, it's my fault. Because again, as soon as you give up responsibility or blame to anybody else, you give them the power and you have none. You know what I mean? And a lot of us are just giving away our power simply by just saying, you know what, nope, it's this, so it's their fault, or it's the system's fault, or it's because, you know, I've got a kid, or I've got 2 kids, or this kid's got to go here and one kid's got to go there. And it's like, awesome, right? Awesome. But do you like giving up your power, or do you want to hold on to it and be the most powerful human being that you could ever be? And so, I mean, so talk more about like you taking responsibility, because that's not easy, dude. So like, how'd you get to a place where it became easier for you?
Well, first of all, like you said, you have to admit, like you got to admit that you're struggling. You got to admit that you need help, and you got to know what you want. Most people don't know what they want. And once I understood that, okay, there were certain steps that I had to take, certain habits that I had to create, and someone that I had to become in order to acquire these things, it was basically just a commitment to say, okay, I'm going to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to get what I want.
Right.
So I kind of changed my mindset of so much as the resistance of giving. And it's more like I'm pulling everything to me. Like I want to become that magnetic force. So yeah, man, like that's really the turning point. Like that's the turning point of basically holding yourself accountable and making that mental shift to say, you know what, this is on me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. One last thing I wanted to touch on, bro, that I've seen you just, continuously do and get better at is like, you went from a place where like, you weren't doing like a ton of content. You weren't doing a lot of things where you're out there a lot. And now you're like one of the most consistent people. You're just super consistent now. So like, I know a lot of people are always like, I struggle with consistency, and they're always looking for what's that secret to being consistent. So like, what's your secret? What's your formula to being consistent in your world? Because I mean, dude, I know you're married, you got kids, you got a family. Like, I mean, being a firefighter, it's like you're on call period, like 24/7. You know what I mean? So like, how do you get to a place where you're just a consistent freak, because most people struggle with that. I mean, I think that most people that hop on, they're going to be like, yeah, I wish I could be more consistent.
Yeah. What I do, Ryan, is I always remember that, okay, if I want to make an impact, if I want to be well known in this industry, who am I hurting by not showing up?
Right.
If I don't go live, if I don't make some type of post that attracts people, if I don't create content, if I don't do the things I need to do, then who am I hurting?
Right.
Right. And I look at it, not only am I hurting myself with achieving my goals, but there's someone out there that needs to hear that piece of content, or need to hear that inspiration, or need to hear that story, or, you know, maybe listen to this actual interview. So I associate my consistency with showing up for other people. Okay. It's not about me anymore. So I show up for the people that are looking for someone just like I was looking for someone. And you showing up is how I found you. So by me showing up, I feel that's how I will build my tribe and my trust and my business and my lifestyle is just continuing to show up. So it's not even about me anymore.
No, I dig it, man. And, you know, a lot of that stuff comes down to, like, I think kind of going back to the point that you made about, like, not caring about the outcome. A lot of us care that, you know, we're showing up, but, like, you know, we're talking a language that, like, our friends and families don't necessarily want to hear. So just because they don't want to listen to your videos, they don't want to listen to what you're talking about, doesn't mean somebody else isn't looking for you. You know what I mean? So believe in what you're saying, believe in what you're talking about. If you truly want to find your voice online, like in any space, you actually have to speak. You have to get up and say what's on your mind, if you actually want to find your voice. So, yo, man, it was, like, really, really, really awesome connecting with you, man. And, I appreciate you sharing your story on here. Appreciate you just, you know, going deep and just kind of sharing, you know, what's working for you, man. So, where can people connect with you if they want to connect with you more?
Oh, man. So first of all, of course, Facebook and YouTube, Jermaine Cobbins, and Instagram and Snapchat, Mr._J Cobb. So
nice, man. Yo, really, really good points, man. Guys, if you missed some of this interview, definitely go back and listen in, because, I mean, it's just the real raw, like, nitty-gritty stuff to creating success online, creating success as an entrepreneur online. I mean, that's what we're all about at Intentional Lifestyle Creators, is just helping you create the kind of lifestyle that you want, helping you get out of debt, helping you, you know, create passive income, because anybody can do it, especially with the way that social media is set up nowadays. Literally, if you have a social media account, you have a little bit of an audience, and you want to solve a problem, you can get paid from that problem and solving it. So Jermaine's just one of those guys. He just goes out and he just listens. He's coachable. We love working with this guy. He's an amazing member of this community and this mastermind. So excited to do the next one, man, when we do the first 50K. So yeah, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Wes. If Wes is listening, thank you.
Yeah, dude. Any closing things you want to touch on? You know, maybe like some mic drops or anything like that you want to, like, leave out swinging, dude?
I tell my team this and my following. The first sign of intelligence is basically letting people know that you do not know everything.
Yeah. And
as soon as you make room mentally to say you don't know everything, you just become this unbelievable person. So my advice to you guys is just, no matter where you are right now, just remember to consume and dump. And that way you'll always have a fulfilled life. You can remove the mindset of just, make money first, and it becomes more of an enjoyable journey. And that's where I'm at, guys. And, you know, connected with Ryan and Wes, ILC, it has literally made a life change for my business, for my life, and I just cannot wait for the future. So, but I'm enjoying the journey. So yeah,
that's a huge point, and probably, I mean, I couldn't have planned a better way to put a bow on this thing, man. But I mean, what you just said about enjoying it and enjoying the journey and now enjoying life, like, realize that, like, this movement, this Intentional Lifestyle Creators movement, can literally change the world if we embrace it. Because if there's more people doing what they love, and I think everybody on this planet has a passion, they have a talent, they have something that they love, but a lot of us get sucked into doing something that we don't want to do. It may be people in our community, it may be because of money, it may be because, you know, college or a career or whatever. But a lot of us, we do have a passion, we do have a purpose, we do have a meaning, whether you know it or not. And if we can help you find that purpose or that passion or that meaning and show you how to monetize that into a business, from going from a place where if you're not doing something that you love to doing something and creating something that you do love, even if it's a part-time on the side, like that is what makes this world a better place. When people aren't doing what they love doing, they're unhappy. When people are unhappy, that's how people get hurt. That's how people, have bad marriages and relationships and hit their kids and do all these things that like make our world a bad place. When more people are happy, doing what they love, that's what's going to make this world a better place. If you agree, pop agree in the comment section, because again, that's what Intentional Lifestyle Creators is all about. So, yo, dude, badass interview, man. You're awesome. We appreciate it, man. Yo, just keep making an impact, bro. We love you, man.
Yes, sir. Love you guys, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone watching.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Let us know if you got some value in the comment section. Feel free to share this with your people. Share this on your pages. Share this on your team pages. Share with your groups. If you do share, let us know in the comment section. We'd be glad to give you a shout out.